So welcome everybody. Michael, a long time no see. Good to see everybody here. So it's so good to be with all of you. There can be a resonance for what's shared, just a resonance, can't be explained. Almost a love for not knowing, not knowing what this is, what anything is. If you don't go to thought, what is there? The idea that I'm in a dream, the idea that I'm in this dream right here, right now, that I'm in this, that you're in this, that anyone's in this is an assumption. There would have to be separation for somebody to be in this. And so you could say that's the dream of separation when you feel like the dream is real and you're in it and it's happening to you. And Jenny, you feel free to jump in here anytime, girl.
Yay, it's beautiful. It's just a basking. Mhm.
Yeah, it's so darn freeing, right? Nothing to prove, no one to convince, right? No belief. Oh my God, no belief.
What a relief. Mhm.
And having a belief is okay too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just this as everything, this as every experience. It's always been this. There's nothing else.
Yeah. Even the thought, this isn't it. That's it.
And it's so great because maybe you don't express exactly like Jenny and I do. That's just like, not everything is the same in its expression. A cactus, is not the same as a gardenia. Everything is going to express as it express. And, I often see people sort of getting into debates on Facebook because people are not expressing like they are.
That's a beautiful oxymoron. I love it. The duality of non-duality. It's really cute.
I oftentimes say that it's like saying the same thing in different languages. It's like speaking Portuguese and Spanish. I think I use that to describe Michael Jeffries and Michael Markham. Two beautiful messages, uh,
Yeah.
two totally different languages.
Yeah. It's music, but it's just appears to be different songs, but it's all music and it's all saying the same thing. That's beautiful.
And the thing that it's all saying is, this is it.
Yeah.
So Jenny, that's what I was getting off on on your video because you were like, this is it. This is everything. There's no past, there's no future, there's just this.
Yeah. Yes. And everything is everything. It contains everything that could possibly be or not be. Even a fraction of a word is everything, even a minute detail, just the tiniest of tiniest. It's everything. And so it's all saying it, screaming it, singing it, implying it, every word, every sensation, every feeling, every emotion. So whether you call it just this or nothing or unconditional love or pure awareness or God or absolute, it doesn't matter. It's all the same.
It's like this calling itself names.
Yeah, nameless.
Yeah, the nameless. So it's free to be called anything. Like that's the freedom. Like when it's seen that the words really don't matter. They're really, it's just hot air. It seems to have meaning. That's the magic. What a fucking awesome magic trick. That you could make nothing seem like the most important thing in the world. You know, this, my feelings were hurt. That's the most important thing in the world. So that was my post today. This this has no borders or boundaries, so it's free to try everything, you know? Like Jenny and I were discussing this, right? It's free to, there's just no limits.
Hmm.
Like, what's it like to die?
What's it like to be a serial killer?
Yeah, it friggin' wants to know because it's untouched. It never changes, it never goes in. It's not a thing.
Mhm.
So that's such a freedom.
Yeah, you can't have one without the other. The opposites define what it is, you know. What would peace be without war?
The paradox, at least the way I see it
Right.
here,
Great.
the paradox is that um, in this simplicity, yet there is so much attempts to that people try to explain it in so many different ways, and often it obscures the obviousness of it. It's just something
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed, and in that sense, the explanations um, seem to be almost like more new handholds, something to hold on to in the explanation, so that um, it just seems very paradoxical that that which is so obviously simple in that sense, right in front of you, metaphorically, and yet there's so much attempt to try to explain it. Well, it's this or it's that, or this is how it came about. And it's just something I notice. And I sometimes wonder, like, in the intentionality to try to explain it, I suppose that's a wonderful thing, but it obscures paradoxically that which is already the case.
Yeah. Like a compass trying to point to itself. It's just,
That's a very good.
it is itself. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I do know what you mean, Harvey, because like I'll say, you'll hear someone say, there's just this. Now, that's just not really meant for an answer. That's sort of the meditation. There's
yeah,
just this. But then I know what you mean because then it seems so natural someone will ask a question. Oh, well, what do you mean? It's just this. And boom, you're right in mind, you're right in story, you're right in needing question answer.
yeah. It's kind of like it's like saying justice and then go full stop and just stop right. Don't even go any further. There's no need. There's no need to. But that movement into further, then it gets very conceptual, and then people tell all kinds of narratives, and even the narratives are it too. But at the same time, sometimes it's like there's all this effort to try to quote unquote understand it, comprehend it, explain it, and there's really no need to.
Mhm.
But the explaining it is it expressing as explaining.
Yes, yes, it's fully inclusive. Even you're right, Amor. That's absolutely right. Um, that's the paradox, because even the explanation, the attempt to explain, or even the handhold, is it as well.
Well, that goes back to the beautiful saying of Alan Watts that it's like trying to bite your own teeth
Yeah, yeah,
or lick your own tongue.
yeah.
That's great. Yeah, what is there to talk about when there's nothing to talk about? Everything. Everything. Life is expressing it. Mhm.
Yeah, so already is such a freedom already. Just that's the meditate. At least here, that was the meditation was already. Because if it was already, if all is this already, then it became obvious that there would be nothing to do if all is this already. Because even the resisting of it or the seeking of it would have to be it as well.
And instead of this, Michael Markham likes to say that it's all the brain. Am I right, Michael? And it's like swapping one word for another. It's like saying, well, it's all just this, it's all just the brain, which you guys were touching on. It's all just God, it's all just Shiva. You're just switching in one word for another.
Well, the words don't matter. No word will ever nail it. That's the freedom. And I do have my favorite songs. So you're going to like some expressions better than others. It doesn't mean anything. But it's very natural to want to hear your favorite song. And if there's a song sung in a way that you don't care for, not to. And that's beautiful.
And maybe all songs can be appreciated for what it is, you know?
Well, I appreciate battery acid, but I don't want it on me.
I want to ask, based on what everyone just said, like you could use different words, but I want to sort of address this to Michael Markham, because I know I've heard much of this. When, Michael, when you use the word brain, is it for you, is it just another word, another, we could say this or it or brain, or is it have more, sometimes, like when I hear you, and I've heard some of the recent videos that you guys have been doing, that it seems to have a more I don't know. Now I could be wrong here, but a kind of a more specialized meaning because you'll talk about the frontal cortex and the some of the neuroscience in there. And so I've often wondered, is it is it just a different word or
Mm.
does it have more? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Kind of.
Of course. I think it's just another word, another label applied to this strange pound and a half of gray jelly in the cranium. I do hear there is a belief that the brain is the locus or the center of aware out of which awareness and consciousness emerge. But that's just not primary in the belief system here. Among the belief systems here is there's no combination of words. I've heard this is it and this is all there is. And to me, it's like Eckhart Tolle's now. To me, it's a handhold in in a delusion. The sense of self is a delusion. And any combination of words, and the sense of self emerges from within the languaging. And any combination of words talking about this is part of the delusion. It's all delusion. Anything, if you were in a nighttime dream and said, I want to figure out what this dream is about, I think this is it, may have an appropriate meaning there. This is it. This is the dream. But in a larger context, it's meaningless, and everything is meaningless. Language is meaningless. It's labels, and each frontal cortex has a different dictionary. Your world is different than mine.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, Mike. You just said that the words are meaningless,
Hmm,
but the problem is to have a frontal cortex, you've got to rely, you know what I mean?
of
So,
course, of course. We have a common language that we share our delusions with. But my language is totally different than yours.
yeah.
I grew up in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's almost a different culture there, a different language. I had to learn Californian when I moved out here. I like to think I'm bilingual. Um, but each individual we are basically memories and a collage of swirling self-referential memories compose this sense of personal identity. Now, I think we could say in a way, this is it. This is the dream that we were all being dreamt in. I don't know. But anything said is delusion, including this is it, or this is all there is, or to me, that's as meaningless as ones who say it's all God. Everything is one thing. Oneness and now and this are just labels applied to unique observations from unique individuals or what I consider unique brains. I think that's so beautiful. We are ultimately alone in our world. It's a closed loop of self-referential memories. But we have language. Language is our common bond. That's the only place we meet. The ones we love the most are separate collages of imaginary memories. And memories are fluid, they change. I've forgotten most of my memories. I don't remember much of Wyoming. I'm old, I'm 81. My memory is fading. I'm fading. I can feel it. I can hear the ocean from where I sit. I can feel the curtains closing. But I've had the most wonderful life. But I don't know a thing. And even that is the assumption of knowing. And I think no one knows a thing or ever will because we're imaginary. All things are imaginary. And of course, the brain does not exist in isolation. It's a whole nervous system of electric, just vibrating, pulsating aliveness. I just every moment seems like stepping off a cliff into a new world. I see Jenny, who I've grown to love, and Harvey. Harvey, God, I'm getting chills looking at his face. He's such a good teacher, such his students love him and I love him. He brings these kids home, and some of the ones 5, 10 years ago are now off on their own, aren't they, Harvey? They're flying with the help of people like you. Yes, you are one.
Kids actually met you too, so they remember you.
What is I remember one man in young man in particular, and I wonder about him. People move into who I am. They become who I am. I saw a little lady in the optometrist office who was had cancer, and she was tiny and skinny and had no hair, and she was sitting there, and I said, "Hello." She said, "Hi." I said, "You want to wrestle?" She said, "I do." I said, "Well, come on, Missy." So we laughed and fell in love with each other, and she moved into me. She became part. That's who I am, are these memories. Memories of Michael and Amor, who we've shared a life with. Don, who I wonder about. And is it Manny? I don't see the name that well. Yeah, I want to know about you. I want to know about your life. I want to know about you. I know a little bit about Harvey, and I think, and I do, I'm going to stop rambling. It's nice to be here, Harvey. Nice to be here, Michael. I thank you for this meeting.
Michael, do you see, this is for Michael Markham, do you, when you talk about, let's say, the aloneness, and I know a lot of what you talk about, um, but I guess my question is it possible that even that, the explanations are also a narrative?
Hmm.
And the narrative, and I'm not saying the narrative is wrong or right, it's just a narrative, but it's not necessarily any more special than any other narrative. That's
Yes.
just it's just something I think about because I listen very carefully to, when I hear you, but I also wonder if it's at times the narrative is so compelling and so very well educated, but then I wonder, then are people starting to say, well, I got to start reading my neuroscience books or and then I wonder, does that cause a lot of conceptualization?
Of course it does. It's just reflections. It's reflections all the way down. I speak of this only because I try to express this feeling of being a 2-year-old. Everything is fresh. Everything seems new to me. I look around this room and it's all new to me. It's just like everything is, I want to point like a 2-year-old. Point. I want to point. Look at the poppies. Look at the sunset. I can see the sun setting on the ocean now. I want to share that. I want to look at my world. I suppose it's a loneliness, a longing for companionship. I don't know what it is, and I don't care. Uh, part of me forgets everything I say. I suppose and I don't know what it is, and no one can or ever will, but the sheer joy of simply being, I believe, can infuse itself into who we are. And that is contagious everywhere I go. My finger. I cut my finger with a bread knife, which is not any fun. It's now on my list of things I hate, like wooden spoons, framing hammers, and bread
Soda
knives.
up. I put this soda up, and I jump this soda up, cause I don't care. I jump them, cause I
And
don't
look at
care.
you. Look at you. Aren't you beautiful? Where did you come from?
No way. Is that one of them that you're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, I saw him in the waiting room and I didn't let him in and he went away. He went away and he came back, and then there was someone who's on the phone, and I saw her, I recognized the phone. So
Yeah.
because he came back, I thought, well, maybe someone I don't know, but it's kind of a funky name, right? Jordan Love. You know what
Oh
I
my
mean?
God,
So I
that's
was had my
hilarious.
finger on the remove button because I had a feeling. But there you go, Jenny. I wanted
You
you to
were
have the full
ready.
experience.
Oh my God, I got to experience it. What are they called again? What was the name? The
Zoom
word?
bomber.
Zoom bombers. Yay.
Oh, Zoom Bomber. My
That's
goodness gracious.
hilarious.
Yeah. So it's so
Somebody.
funny to me that this, right? This likes to, for fun, like disrupt people's Zooms. Like that's
Hmm.
their, Wednesday night. Hey,
Yeah.
and they call
Yeah.
each other and sometimes they swarm and you'll have 8 or 10.
Wow.
Goodness.
That's a fun hobby.
And
That's
you've had some very good Zoom bombers in the past. But it's a good reminder of that when we start to go off into stories, it's like it's like this will express itself in any different way. And
Yeah. Every archetype, even
yeah,
trolls,
yeah.
non-duality trolls. That's a thing now. Yeah. Non-duality, narcissistic gaslighters. That's pretty big
Oh,
right now.
oh goodness.
It's great.
So,
Yeah, it's everything.
Michael Markham, I have a question that I haven't asked you. So if everything is the brain,
Oh,
would you say that anything said from the brain, any conclusion from the brain, all these statements being made, is just the brain's way of coping with its inevitable demise?
oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's a way to coax people into my world. I don't know about the brain. I have read a lot of books on the evolution of the brain and the evolution of language, which I think are fascinating things. How one naked ape developed the ability to communicate complex ideas. Um, that seems mysterious to me and wonderful. The world, to me, part of me leaves all of that behind. I don't know what the brain is. No one can. I don't believe brains can know what they are. The brain's far too complex for it to understand itself, even to speculate on its abilities. I've played this brain has played with itself for like many years. I used to believe that I could leave my body, an out of body experience. I spent 10 years flying around the universe, I thought. Now I believe that consciousness never leaves the body. We don't live after we die. We never lived. We're not even here. There's a sense of self. We're a we're a hologram of light coming from other people.
But wouldn't that then just be another conclusion of the brain?
Of course. And even that's a conclusion of their brain. Inevitably, we're left with absolutely nothing. And even the idea of nothing disappears. We're left alone in a world we can never hope to understand, and some may find that depressing. Here it's seen as freedom itself. I can say anything to anybody I want, anytime I want. The little lady who was sitting hunched over, when I asked her if she wanted to wrestle, our worlds opened up and light poured in. I give little tokens to people sometimes, a little heart and hand token. And I went out in the car and gave it. It's a hand casted little pewter token with a heart and hand. And it's beautiful. And I held her hand and I gave her a token and she looked at it and she started to cry and she said, "You have no idea how much this means to me." And she has no idea how much she means to me. Each of you have no idea how much you mean to me. And I don't know if that's soothing my aloneness, and I don't care. Maybe it is. I don't care anymore. That's the freedom of fearlessness. I love being alive. I love every moment. My life is going to be ending not in the not too distant future. And I've almost died 3 times. And it's no big deal. And I've sat with a lot of dying people. They just dissolve. Their memories start to fade. You can see a whole universe coming apart, never to be seen again. Yeah, I think I stress the brain too much, but I guess it's a party trick. I don't know. Thank you for this meeting, Michael. It's
There's that lovely Portuguese.
Don, look who turned his camera on. Hey, Don. Good evening. Well, I had a 2 hour root canal today. 2 hours in the chair. Oh, this is a complex one. You've got three roots. This will take a while.
Oh, wow.
Just
Yikes.
drilling and numbing and yeah, it's beautiful. It's all this and wanting it to be over is also this.
Well, this can appear as something ugly, like getting a root canal.
Hey, let me tell you, if you need one, it ain't ugly. It
Yeah.
saved. It's the point of a root canal is to save the tooth.
mm,
So they get because it's infected. The roots are they have so they have to pull them out and clean it, and then I'll get a crown put on in a couple of weeks. So yeah, I have all this dental work. I was planning on buying a new car, but I have a 1996 Ford Explorer, and the universe says, "No, you're going to get your teeth fixed, son." Yeah, how beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm.
aren't you glad they have the technology to do that?
Oh, it's amazing. It's
Mm.
amazing. I was in awe just of, the procedure and thinking how I would have tried to do it at home by myself and laughing. Well, I could use a vacuum cleaner for the
Have a text
suction.
message from.
He was a very smart little boy.
But Michael, really, I love your love for life. It's
Oh,
really beautiful.
oh, I love being alive. I love being here with people of my tribe. This feels tribal to me. Um, this is like a homecoming dance. Every time I'm back, and when I saw Harvey Jackson's name, I got a heart rush. The chemical reaction in the brain, and that I think is true. That there is this feel good chemicals that they know about, and it's quite lovely. I spent an hour at my neighbor's house today. His wife died, fell down the stairs and died. And he's in deep grief. And I spent an hour talking to him. He has an old cat that when we started talking, this cat came up on his lap and started licking his hand. I have seen cats do most amazing things with people that are either dying or close to death. I think that's absolutely amazing. I never have had a cat. I'd like to get one. I was watching the cat, and then the cat came over to me and licked my hand and arched to 18 years old. And little things like that can spin me into this quietness of just just amazed at everything. I was wondering what a cat was. It seems so fresh. I'm looking at Jenny's hair now, and it's like a waterfall. So beautiful.
Michael, I'm sitting here with tears in my eyes because Jenny's cat disappeared right around the time of the hurricane, and she's never
Oh,
seen the cat again.
Yeah, he went out of the house. He loves going outside, so he goes in and out. And right when the hurricane was over, because it took 3 days, it was like 3 days of like monsoon rain. So we
oh,
kept him inside, and he was getting pissed off because he wanted to go outside. And then finally stopped raining, and he went outside, and he had this really weird energy. We all noticed that he was just standing there, like really, um, I don't know, it was just so bizarre. And he was just like a statue, like looking out in the distance for an hour
mm,
before he walked away. And then he was gone. And then we haven't seen him since. So it's been
oh.
more than a month. Yeah. Very bizarre. But yeah, that's just part of the balance, the balancing
Mm.
act. Appearing and disappearing.
There's a lady on the list who lost three of her cats who she loved very much. And she went into a deep depression. It was just months of the dark cloud, and they all came back.
Oh, cute.
And
Yay.
Wow.
through that process,
Awesome.
she was changed.
Oh.
I don't know if that was the catalyst or whatever happened.
Ah, good job.
Cool.
She became one of us.
That was,
She started water talking. A profound difference in her. But it's hard to tell. There's too many variables to just assign anything as a catalyst. This is no separate things. I'm
yeah.
sorry, Jenny. I can only imagine. I never loved an animal. We worked on a working ranch with animals, and it was, I never had a cat like that. And I think I'll get me one if I can talk my wife into it.
Oh, yay. Get a kitten or something. Or an older cat that needs a home. Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah,
They're
we have.
amazing.
I think I will. I'd
Yeah.
like to learn to love something like that, an
Mm.
animal. I love my wife and grandchildren so much, but never an animal.
Michael, I walk into we have the SPCA here. I don't know if you have any of those over where you're
Oh,
at.
oh yes.
It's like a shelter. And
Yes, yes.
you look at some of these older animals and nobody wants them. And it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
You walk and see these old dogs or these old cats, and they're there for years sometimes.
Oh,
Mm.
And it's so sad. I mean, I'm sure one of them would love to come and live with you.
oh,
Yay.
your face just lit up.
Oh, my face.
Yeah,
I
somehow.
mean, that's what makes me happy. I love animals, and I have
Mhm.
three of them. I have a cat and two dogs, and
Uh,
they're just like your children.
They're so amazing too, the look in their eye. It's like they get it, it's like it's just this. Like even during the hurricane, my cat was stretching and yawning. He's like, "What? What hurricane?
oh,
Nothing's happening.
yeah.
Nothing. This is nothing happening."
Oh,
So sweet.
They're so beautiful, and they don't judge you. Humans will walk around and judge you. You can do whatever you want in front of a cat or a dog, and they'll just still love you the same.
I know.
There's something
Unconditional love.
special.
So sweet.
Michael, do you have a cat or a dog?
Um, no, I had two black and tan miniature dachshunds.
Oh,
the wiener dog. Just
yeah,
because
yeah.
I thought they were so damn funny. They're just sausages with feet.
They are funny.
But yeah, they both passed away, and I had one as a kid, then I got one later, and um, yeah, but I see it in every animal. I see it in the squirrels that I feed here. It's there in insects. The wanting to live is so natural in every being, every flower, every tree, every ant just wants to live. I see a bug on the wall. It's not bothering me. Now, if he starts bringing in his friends, we may have to talk, but he's just doing his little buggy thing, little spider. He just wanted to do he doesn't know about me. He doesn't know it's not Michael's kitchen to him, to the spider.
It's
So
his kitchen.
yeah.
Just like the bears in the hood. I see bears like every couple days. And this is their hood.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you're right. That's so true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hilarious. Yeah, it's funny how man like moves in with his all his machinery and stuff, and it's my land.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so nothing can be owned. What a freedom. Nothing can be owned. Oh. The suffering was thinking that something could be owned. That was the suffering here.
Mm.
I found it just listening when Michael, you were talking about you can feel the love and caring that you have, Michael Markham, and listening to when you talk to the lady or you meet somebody in Target, I know I've heard, or you want to wrestle somebody. And at the same time, then of course I was listening to Michael talk about the root canals. And both of them are innocently just expressions, and neither one is better or worse than the other. There's an equanimity in the expression, and they sound different. There's different things. The root canal could be pain or numbness or whatever. And then hearing about the lady, Michael Markham, that you were talking about, and there's that sort of beauty that they're just innocent expressions of freedom, neither one better or worse than the other, just what they are, just expressions. And I just, like it was said at the beginning of the meeting, and I think there's a real, I call it a beauty in that, because it's like the freeing to hear about the root canal, the three root canals, and then maybe hearing about who you're going to wrestle. And it's just beautiful.
It it is beautiful. It is. Life is beautiful. Breathing is beautiful.
Yep, just try going without it.
Oh.
Yeah, but Michael, I love that because it's so not noticed when I'm busy seeking. I don't appreciate my next breath.
Uh, uh. I had a root canal with four very bad roots on it. And my dentist was a very small man, little tiny hands. And I said, "How do you feel about these very difficult root canals?" He said, "I love it. I love the challenge." And totally different perspective of me, but because my roots would, I don't, they were really weird. And he spent a long time And I've fallen in love with all of my doctors, all this, like Michael, and we were talking about the skill they have. The and it's a lot of hours of studying to become a doctor. A lot of it's incredibly hard. And I tell them, tell them that I appreciate so much their skill and the dedication and but I feel that way about the trash man and the UPS man, who I always laugh and thank him and we joke and laugh and I don't everyone it seems so necessary to my existence. The guy who grinds the flour somewhere in the Midwest that I bake bread out of and oh my God, it's so complicated. I get strawberries, fresh strawberries here from a strawberry farmer. Everybody, everybody's just, I was looking at Harvey's shirt. Somebody had to make the threads for that and weave it and cut it and sew it. And his glasses is, oh my God, it's just so incredible that everything works. There's no gaps anywhere. It's a seamless experience. It's life. It's so exciting, so ever new. Don, do I know you? Have we met before?
I think I've seen you,
Ah,
but I don't think we've met.
well, hello. You want to wrestle?
I don't think so. Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you.
Michael's from the WWE, so watch out.
Oh, I've watched that so long, ever since it started. Uh, UFC. My son and I, my son grapples jujitsu, and my grandson too. They're both very good at it. But yeah, I don't know what that is. I wrestled with my kids hard. Kids come out of do kids respond well to wrestling. They do. And I think adults do too. Or at least the offer.
Michael, can I ask you what your what your main spiritual practice was in life?
Well, God, I tried everything. I spent 50 years. I think, like most of us, everything I read, every teacher I could sit with. I wound up with Advaita, the Circuitato. I underlined and dog-eared, wore out 2 copies of I am that. Oh God, just everything. Wayne Lickerman. If you could name anybody who talked about this remotely, I either sat with them or tried to. I was really a sincere seeker. Um, but Advaita would be, I think, the main one that I eventually followed. From Sankara all the way up through. I don't know the recent ones. There's quite a few, but anybody who sat with the Circuitata, quite a few people did. I love UG Krishnamurti. Uh, God, I tried everything. Oh, where'd he go? There he is. Oh, he moved. uh, what was your path? What is your path, Don? Or is it over?
Oh no, I'm a seeker,
Ah,
and I'm in the middle of my seeking. I'll seek
ah,
I'll seek forever. My two main teachers are Maharishi and Yogananda.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yes.
but I seek, and then I come on to these groups to
Ah,
I don't know why I come on to these groups, to be honest, except there is something that I resonate with.
ah.
There's
There's,
something that I resonate with here. That's very beautiful.
oh, are you on Facebook?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, well, friend me. I would love to be your friend.
Okay.
I friended you. I sent you a friend request, but you didn't respond. I don't
Me?
think you. Yeah,
Me or Don?
Dawn.
Oh, okay.
I responded.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I accepted too.
Okay. You be my friend.
I'll be your friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you won't
Um,
wrestle me.
I'll wrestle you,
Yeah.
Michael. I like to wrestle.
We'll get
If
a
you tickle me,
video.
you got to tickle me though.
Have you ever heard of the iron chin? It's a move I invented. I push my chin into really hard
Oh
into
my God.
like your thigh or
That's
any
awesome.
your arm. Do you give up? I never give up, Papa. And
That's
they push the
hilarious.
iron chin on me, and I go, "Oh, you give up."
That's awesome.
I never give up. From
That's so
time to
great.
time we go. Sometimes two kids and a French bulldog and me would be on the floor rolling, laughing. Little bulldog trying to get to my face, going, "Oh God."
That's beautiful.
Every moment's like that. It truly is. I have another meeting tonight, which I'm looking forward to. But then I'll go in and my wife will shower me with love.
Hmm.
God, I love her so much. And then I go to bed at night and I get to dream. I love dreams. I play. Sometimes I kick ass. I get to kicking now, and my wife worries about, so we put pillows between us.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. I
Oh my
grew up in a
goodness.
fighting, hunting society. And so I get in these fights and they're incredible fights. And I love it. And I wake up in the morning and I'll think, oh, what's going to happen today? And our life isn't that exciting. We spend most of our time at home.
Michael, where do you live?
We live on the central coast of California, in
Where? What town?
Cambria.
Oh, you're in Cambria. I've been there. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
really? It
Yeah, it's
is.
just like 5 hours up the coast, four and a half,
Oh,
5 hours.
my.
Oh, it's
Oh,
gorgeous. Yeah, I
my.
stayed at the Sea Otter Inn.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
I love it.
Oh, my.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
you're
say because
down on the ocean.
yeah, I watch the UFC too. So if I ever come up here, we'll have
Oh,
to watch
my
a UFC fight
God. Isn't
together,
that something?
and then we can wrestle.
We'll wrestle. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I got a new one called the Iron Elbow.
It'll
Uh,
be a throwdown.
Darren's son Oliver came up with the Iron Elbow. So
All right. Well, if you're nice, I'll let you get me in a rear naked choke.
joke.
That's
Look at this
awesome.
guy. He's
Oh,
81 and he looks like he would crush me. My
oh
God.
no. Oh no. No, I tire very quickly. Uh,
Good. That's good. Good. We'll have to work on your cardio.
you know, the gentleman who lost his wife, I said was complaining about being out of breath. I said, "Hey, you want to go to the gym? I'd like to go to the gym. You want to go to the gym and we'll work out." He said, "You do that with me?" I said, "I'd love that." So I'm going to join the gym, I think. And
Wow.
yeah, so that's
Wow.
going to
Awesome.
be fun. God, Harvey looks like he's so much in shape. Do you go to the gym, Harvey?
No, but I walk around all day because I'm teaching, so
Oh,
I'm like
that's right.
I'm
That's
constantly moving. I just want to say too, I've been to Cambria many times because I
uh,
go to San Luis Obispo at least 2 or 3 times a year.
oh
Um,
my.
yeah, so I know you're the area very well.
Give me a call. We'll go to coffee.
Yeah.
Uh,
I love the because you have the ocean and very nearby where you are.
wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we have a dream out here in Los Angeles. If we can get Jenny out here sometime, we may do live.
Yay!
Great
Oh,
to do in person, so
Yeah.
we could really see your faces.
Oh, I would love that. I would love to do a
man,
live meeting.
man.
You never
Yeah.
know. You never know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Manny, what are you a
Yes.
seeker or have you
I,
found?
yeah. Uh, I, I, what I've been involved with is similar teachings that you were talking about.
Hmm.
And Vedanta was a big one that helped me as far as realize is certain things anyway. But all the teachers, Rupert, oh, geez,
Yeah.
you mentioned Lickerman. I went to his house at Hermosa Beach. We all do those, everything, all of those. And Tony Parsons, I remember, see, Tony Parsons is as closest to this as I can can visualize anyway. But I was going to bring up something regarding expectations because I'm still there. There's a part of me that gets this and is really, we can call it resonates, but it's just this is all there is, and we can use those words already and that kind of thing. But it's almost like it's like you're saying, it's without the words. It's just here right now. And what I love about it is that unconditional love is always present, even in the expectation of something that's going to happen a little later on.
Hmm.
Because I was saying that, well, if I'm thinking about that I should get a hold of those people or whatever, I shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? It's because it's saying that it should just be here in the present moment and experience everything that's being presented to me right now. But there's no me involved in it. There's just this all-inclusive allowing of everything. I don't know. So it's still trying to figure it out. I'm sure that's what's going on in my brain, and there's no brain. It it's almost like there's a part of me that didn't want to feel emotions this weekend. I went to Al-Anon social. Al-Anon is for people that are affected by alcoholics, and there was about 30 some people there in a circle, and we were each talking about the holidays. And a lot of them got very emotional, and I could just feel it coming on. It's like a wave just comes at you. It just, and there was resistance, and then I said, "No, don't resist it." You know, it's all it's trying to figure it out as opposed to just go with it, and not even go with it. It's so. How would you explain emotions taking you over? But this is it. That's
Mm.
like we say. But at the same time, there's a part of the ego that doesn't want others to see that happening, all that kind of stuff going on.
Yeah. I couldn't cry as a child. My dad would slap us and tell us we were like little girls.
Yeah.
Emotion was really pent up in me and like most men who grew up some time ago. That at
Mhm.
least I think it's changing now, hopefully. Um, yeah, it was a tough one for me to cry. Now I cry very easily. It's just
Yeah.
like uh, it seems so natural to me. This expectation you were talking about, life itself is longing. Uh, Everything longs. We evolutionarily we are longing for something. We feel like something's missing. We're always looking. Every animal in the forest is looking for something, food or sex or shelter, always longing. Our longing is objectified. We long for happiness and love and enlightenment, things that don't actually exist. Um, we are searching using words for a conundrum that exists only in words. We're trying to understand intellectually.
Yeah. Because when I hear the longing, it's almost like my mind goes back to it's already whole and complete. How could it be longing? See, that's the intellect trying to
The
figure it out.
intellect,
Yeah.
truly. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's an it that's whole and complete that I haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah.
That's the conundrum. That's the crux of the longing. I want something, but I don't know what it is. I think I
It's
want
the longing. The
it's
longing is what you're longing for.
I wonder. Let me think about
Isn't that the seeker?
Yeah, the seeker is the sought.
Yeah.
uh,
Longing. or not.
The longing is it already. The longing is 100% this. I know it
Part of
doesn't
it.
Yeah,
feel like
Yeah.
it, but it is this.
Yeah.
everything is
Yeah.
the idea, the thought of an individual, the seeking, the longing, the yearning,
Yeah.
everything.
And the
But that,
emotions even that brought the trauma as a kid. A lot of people have gone through that. I've experienced a lot of people that come to their first meetings, especially. They're in such emotional obsession of pain. They're caught up in this, and I could see it. And it's at the same time, it's beautiful, like you're saying.
Mm.
Yeah, what you resist persists because it's all trying to come home and be integrated as the whole. So it'll
Yeah.
just keep
Yeah.
coming up and coming up and coming up until you're like, oh my God, that's it. What I was resisting is it, is the missing puzzle piece. Boop.
Hmm.
Then it's done. So like if
Yeah.
it's resisting the idea of me or being an individual, and once it's seen that that's it too, then it's game over. Then there's no more resistance and everything's just allowed to be free, just which it already is, but it's seen as it's just this.
Jenny, I'm glad that you mentioned the longing and the seeking because often, we think, oh, it's bad. We need to get rid of the seeking or there's something wrong or the longing.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be there. But
Mhm.
if we just realize that's it too,
Yeah.
then the beauty is it's just
Yeah.
everything else. It's like a flower as well. And then the seeking and the longing is like, yeah, that's what's here. And
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, then it's game
yeah,
over. Because like
yeah, game over.
if
Yeah.
if even the resistance is what you're longing for, then what is there to resist?
Yeah.
Then there wouldn't be, yeah, there wouldn't be anything. And then when there's no resistance, it's just pure presence. It's just beingness. It's everything. And it's just timeless. And there's nowhere to get to, no trying to seeking other, because seeking other is the illusion of me,
Yeah.
which is not real.
Yeah. That personal side of me is what was resisting the emotions. And I could see that clearly that there was this persona there. There's this Manny that thought, because it was like 4 or 5 men and the rest of the 30 some were women.
Mm.
And see, you got that whole dynamic going on.
Mm.
And at the same time, I had to just recognize that these emotions appear and they have to also be allowed just to just to be with them
Mm-hmm.
and not me be with them, but the life is them.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's part of life. There's nothing excluded from this,
Mm.
including the one that's looking forward to something.
Mm.
But it's not personal, see.
That's it too, Manny. Even looking forward to something,
Is it?
there's
Yeah.
just no escape.
Yeah. Is it okay to have a personal thing looking for, even though it's not real, though?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
I
it is.
asked
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, it is.
one time,
It is as beautiful as anything
Well,
else.
That's
thank you,
it.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a little more freedom for me. Thanks.
Oh, one time I asked Tim Kliss if he still had the longing, and he said, "Yes, I do." And a lady said, "Oh, I thought that would go away, Tim. I'm really disappointed." Everyone longs. If you're human, you're longing. Life is longing. Something embraces that, and it also opens your heart to every other human being, because they're the longing also.
Hmm.
Everyone is the longing
Yeah,
and the loneliness.
yeah,
We're alone in our
yeah,
world.
yeah,
And that your heart opens to every human being you see, the everyone. And you see toddlers and your heart opens to them, but you know what's ahead of them. Life is hard. Life beats everyone up. Everyone has been drug around the block more than once, has had a broken heart, has had the missing cat they still think about and will the rest of their life. Life is hard. I
Jenny,
just,
what was your cat's name?
Simba.
Simba.
Timber? Simber or timber?
Simba.
Simba.
Simba. Oh,
Is it black?
No, like a orange tabby.
Ah,
Orange tabby, yeah. So affectionate. Oh my God, he was on my lap for every Zoom meeting.
oh.
It's so sad. Yeah. So sweet. It's so beautiful because he's just a concept, just an idea. And so he's not dead or alive. It's like
Hmm.
um he's just an idea. And then
Hmm.
if he magically appears on the porch, then he's appears to be alive.
Yeah. Every person we love exists only as an idea, as a memory in our mind.
Yeah, everything
Mhm.
is. Everything's a thought. Yeah, the consciousness is fundamental, so it would be everything's being imagined.
Even consciousness is imagined.
Yeah, what is that without the
The
thought?
hell is it?
Yeah, what is that without the idea? It's
What's
all
that?
an idea, it's all
Yeah.
mental.
Doesn't that emptiness, though, it's almost like it's an invitation to be open to everything.
Yes.
And it's not like, oh, it's emptiness, I'm lonely, I'm this. It's like wow.
Hmm.
It's
the emptiness is what you need a place for the stuff.
yeah, yeah. Just like the screen has
Yeah, the
it's
screen at the movie
blank.
theater.
It's blank completely so that everything could appear in its
Hmm.
natural way.
Yeah, and emptiness is Inkosi used to say something that would really baffle me. He would say, this, what's ever present, is more solid than what seems to be solid.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's so beautiful because you're like, wait, how could nothing be more solid than something? And so I just sat with it for months, just played with it. What is here that's solid? And maybe it's not solid like we think of solid,
Yeah.
but yet solid as never budging.
Yeah, permanent, absolute. Yeah.
Isn't it
Or
like
if you think about it, form actually disintegrates. So which lasts longer, emptiness or form?
Hmm.
emptiness is always present?
Yeah. So it's
So
funny,
it's
right?
not lasting or it's not in time.
Right,
It's without
exactly.
qualities. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason I share about it, Manny, is because when that's seen, then the obsession with getting an object, getting a person, place, or thing that you think will make you happy, when you see that all objects are
Yeah.
material
Hmm.
and they are limited,
Yeah.
there can be a falling away of that seeking
Yeah.
for objects.
It seems like the teachings did have some things, like the things, those objects are known to me, known and not me, but they're not who I really am. They're but
Who
yet they're not separate from
who are you? Who are you really? Who are you? Do you know? I don't.
no, no, not anymore. I had a lot of ideas, yeah, yeah. And those, jeez. Yeah.
Everything you think you know goes, what did you call it, Jenny? The dumpster fire?
Yeah.
And that's like the emptiness, so it's the
Yeah.
unknowing. I don't know. And that's good. That's just
Hmm.
that's marvelous. That's the thing.
The
To not know.
incinerator of eternity.
Yeah.
I call it the great potlatch. The potlatch is a thing the Northwest Indians do. I'm sure Harvey's aware of it, where they start throwing things in the fire they love, and they wind up throwing their copper masks, which they love the most, and they toss it in the fire.
Yeah.
It's a great pot.
And maybe we know everything and we're just pretending that we don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
nothing to be known, really.
yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe everything is to be known.
Yeah. Dawn, it's funny because Jenny, it's sort of through Jenny's sharing. It's like, yeah, everything is to be known, by this, not by a separate entity. So this, the experience of going shopping, this, the experience of losing a cat. It's this that loves experience. Go ahead, Jen.
Oh, yeah. Just experiencing itself through everything, through being everything, making love to itself through every sensation, every thought, every expression, every feeling and appearance.
Your heart for everyone who has lost their cat is opened. For everyone who has lost a pet is opened by that cat. Life will break you open. It just will crack the egg. I don't know anybody who got this without going through hell first.
Oh, I know. It does. It shakes you awake, it does. Yeah.
That's right.
Natural disasters do it, all sorts of. It's like Kali, chopping your head off.
The end of your world.
Yeah.
The world is here.
It's the end.
It's
that was
it shows you it's not real. It's like it can't be real.
Yeah. Everything that I value, I think I value, just like that potlatch you're talking about. Throw it in. It's almost like you can't experience. There's no one to experience.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's why it's all has to go.
It goes by itself. We don't have to.
No. Yeah.
We don't have to do it. It'll disappear on its own.
Yeah.
It never was really there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's shown how temporary everything is too, how fleeting. And it can't be depended on for happiness. It's like I said before, a hit of crack that only lasts a few seconds.
Oh, but that feels good though.
Yeah, this can't be known. This can't be known. Leela and I discussed this last week at the meeting. This can't be known. So what it is you're seeking, you don't even know. It's so beautiful,
Yeah.
I'll still say it can be known.
Beautiful.
I'll always say that.
I love it. Yeah, no problems, Don. I love it. Hey guys, thank you so much. Each and every one of you. Jenny, Michael, Harvey, Manny, Dawn, Anon, phone number. Love you guys also.
Love you all.
Have a great evening,
love you.
everybody.
Bye.
Take care. Love you all. Bye.
Love you.
Bye, Harvey.
Bye.